Hey, welcome to another anime video and or review. Yes, I'm smoking another cigar. Yeah, this one is a maca noodle. So I'm going to be sticking with the supernatural. The first one I'm going to be talking about, I guess I'll go over two animes because they're kind of the same. The first one I believe came out in 2014. It's called Natsume Yuujinchou. I think it's Yuujinchou, if I wrote it down correctly. But basically, there's like 6 seasons, but I watched the first season when it first came out. I watched it. Hey, I really like this. I'm going to come back, and finish watching it. And it's one of those to where, 4 or 5 years have gone since 2004. It's 2019. I'm running through the anime again. I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching this. I didn't finish it. Let me check it out. It's a very popular anime because it's got six seasons, two OVAs, one movie, 2 specials. So yeah, it's a very popular anime. So basically, what it follows is Natsume, and he is a teenager, still in high school, a 17-year-old kid, and he inherited this special ability to see ghosts or to see spirits. So he can see both yukais, and I'm trying to think of the Japanese word for ghost. Yukais would be like spirits. Let's see here. Most of the things that he normally sees are yukais, which is spirits that's out in nature, like tree spirits and radish spirits and spirits of this Diet Coke can has a spirit. And it is basically a slice of life. So there isn't a. He's got to build up his ability. Go kill the Demon King. It is a slice of life. So there's really no. Each episode has different happenings. So there's not like a plot line where he's got to follow. Go kill the Demon King. He does befriend a very powerful yukai. I guess he's a fox type yukai. He has 2 forms that he takes. One is a cute fat cat, and his yukai form. Well, that's a yukai form too, but his true form is a big. Of course, for a yukai, I guess the bigger they are, the more powerful they are. So in his true form, he's like this big fox spirit. And of course, he has and it's I guess when he was younger, like in his elementary, middle school years, he was kind of alone and didn't make any friends. But when he got into high school, he happens to make a few friends, and these guys didn't care that he was a weirdo. He has like two male friend. One is just a regular dude. The other is a son of a priest, a Shinto shrine priest, and one is a girl. And no, there's no romance, by the way. Yeah, so if you're expecting romance, there's no romance. I was kind of expecting, maybe a little bit of romance between him and the girl, but there's none. He lives with his adoptive parents, because his parents were both killed when he was younger. None of his relatives would take him in, and then these 2 childless couple decided to adopt him. Yeah, they basically adopted a teenager. And of course, throughout the all 6 seasons, they never figure out. Yeah, I should put spoiler alert at the beginning. They never figure out that he has this special sight where he can see and speak with spirits and ghosts, and I got dry lips. Yeah, so they never figure it out that he has this special ability, and of course they never figure it out because he's keeping it from them. And there was an episode where he was going to tell them, but I think the fat cat, his I guess his somewhat of a spirit guide. So basically he made a deal with that fox spirit that when he passes away, because we almost forgot the I guess the plot of the anime is that he has this book that was passed down to him from his grandmother. His grandmother, who's also named Natsume, I forget if that's his first name or that's his surname. But anyways, yeah, I think that's his surname. But his grandmother has the same ability, but unlike him, she was I guess a brave person, and I guess somehow she got into this hobby where she would go and challenge yukais, and I guess every yukai that she's challenged, she's beaten. Either she would beat them physically, or she would beat them through trickery or through the mind, like mind games or trickeries. And when she does, she would write their name down in this book, and that would I guess give her control over the yukai, because I guess in Japanese mythology, if you learn the name of the yukai and you're able to write it down, you can actually control it. So that's what she did, and the book has like hundreds of yukai's name in it. And throughout the episodes and the sixth season and the movies and the specials, is that he would each episode he would get a yukai that would come to him and say, hey, I need...
妖怪には2種類いる。一つは今みたいに名前が書かれた妖怪たちを子分にしようと友人帳を狙ってくる連中。そしてもう一つが、
ごめんくださいまし。
友人帳の名前を返してもらいに来る連中。
Hey, I need you, ask you a favor. My name's in that book. Can you give me my name back? And that's what he was, and that's the plot of that. I guess that's one of the plot of the anime, is that he would tear the page out of the book, incite a few words. You know, hey, give this spirit, give this yukai back his name, whatever. And the name would fly off of the page of the that he tore out and go back to the yukai. The yukai gets all happy. Sometimes they'll give him a gift, and then they're like, thank you, and then they fly off. And I guess that's like the main plot of the anime. But it is a nice slice of life anime. The second one is it's kind of the same. It's called Mushishi. Is it Mushishi? I think so. Now, if I'm listening to them pronounced on the anime, in the anime, it sounds the same. Mushishi. Well, it's spelled Moshi. So it's probably Mushishi. I don't know. I've not seen season 2. It does have a season 1 and a season 2. Each season 1 is 24, 26 episodes, I forget. Season 2 is also the same. And this one is of course it's not a teenager. He's actually an adult, a grown man, and he has the ability to see these mushi. Yes, I guess in this anime the yukais in it, they don't call them yukais, they call them moshi. And these are spirits that exist out in the wild. And if you interact with them, it could cause you sickness and or death. And sometimes it could actually, I guess if you know what you're doing, it could bring you health and prosperity. And it's the same thing, it's a slice of life. Now this one definitely doesn't have really any kind of plot. You know, he's just going around helping people out with their mushi problems. And what's weird is that I watched like a few episodes years ago when it first came out, and I was like, oh, okay, it's one of those that I'll come back and finish it. And I always thought it was modern times, but it's actually back like during the Meiji era. And of course, the Meiji era, I think, what is in Japan is like 1820 to like 1860, somewhere around there. That's when that's the time period where the shogun got rid of the what the heck are they? Well, the shogun got rid of the samurais. The samurai class is like, hey, we don't need samurais no more. That's where you get a lot of the Ronin movies and things like that is around that era, and of course the Shotashi movies, the Satoichi or Shotashi movies, and or TV series around that era because around that era was very I guess it was a very rough time because what happens that the shogun got rid of all of the samurai, so now the villagers don't have their protection. It's kind of getting rid of the knight. Now the land that the knight used to own, there's no one there to protect. So if bandits or thugs come along, that hey, we can't go and attack that land. It's got Sir Lancelot protecting it, So it's the same thing. So what you'll see, especially in Shotashi movies and TV series, is that you got all of these. I was trying to think of that. Let me see here. Don't it? Yakuza. So you got all of these Yakuza just running rampant throughout the countryside. Doing whatever they want because the shoguns got rid of all of the samurais. The samurais aren't there, so the land, and even lands that are still protected by the lord. The lords they're corruptible. They're at this point they're not getting their vassal money from the shogun. So a lot of them are broke or near broke. So when the when the when was the alcohol's kicking in. Yeah, I got some sake here. Yeah, it is Nagori sake. It is the one that has like the rice fragments in it, and it is sweet. It is the sweeter sake of the types of sake. So when the Yakuza guys come into town, they'll go to the Lord. Hey Lord, here's 50 ryo. They bribe the Lord. Can we open up a brothel? Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Just give me 50 ryo every month, and I'm cool. So so around this time, and if you watch it, and in my opinion, since it came out in the 60s, there was a scene where the lady was talking about, he's a boy. I wish I had a daughter, because if I had a daughter, I can at least sell her to the brothel. I was like, wow, that's pretty straightforward, And again, this isn't the SJW PC stuff. Again, this is back in 1960s Japan when the Shotashi movies and TV series came out, and that scene alone was like, whoa, she's like, I got a son. I wish I had a daughter. At least with a daughter, I can at least sell her. And yes, there was a lot of episodes and a lot of scenes in the movies where girls were just being abducted from villages and being sold to these Yakuza prostitute house. And of course, Shotashi come along, he would dispatch him, of course. But, back to Mushishi. The weird things that he wears, to me, and other people notice it too, is that he wears modern looking clothes. His shirt, he has a turtleneck that he changes into sometimes. And he has a polo style button up at the top shirt. He's wearing trousers because around the Meiji area, Japan, guys weren't wearing trousers. He's wearing a Western style shoe and boots. He's wearing a Western style jacket because again, around that era, they didn't. I guess if you were like in the big city, like in no, it wasn't Tokyo because I guess Tokyo, the old capital. I'm trying to think of the name of the old capital of Japan. It's not Tokyo. Tokyo is like a relatively new capital of Japan. Anyways, but if you're from the big city, in some cases, yes, guys in the big city will wear trousers and button-up shirts and things like that. So it could be that he's a city boy. That's where he got the clothes from. But all the episodes, he's out in the countryside where the farmers are, the rice farmers, and I guess they're not really peasants anymore at this point because again, there's no lords over the land. It's just farmers, and he's out there, and of course, each episode it's just random. He's just helping people with their mushi issues, and he's smoking something. What he's smoking? His name is Ginkgo. Yeah, the character's name, the MC's name is Ginkgo. And what he's smoking, if you're noticing, it's not a cigarette. He's smoking Ginkgo. And supposedly the smoke from Ginkgo wards off mushi. And there's one scene where he actually used the smoke from the ginkgo that he's smoking to actually capture a mushi.
虫に言われたかねえよ。
なんだこいつ、煙のくせに。
虫だよ。お前と同じ。可愛いやつだろ。同胞には巻きついて離れない。すぐ消えるけどな。
So yeah, so it's not a cigarette that he's smoking. It's ginkgo, or it might be a blunt where there's a cigarette with ginkgo in it. And that's about it. I like it. That's why I was like, hey, I'm going to stop it here. Come back when it's completed. And now there's 2 seasons. I'm still watching season 1. I have not finished season 1 yet. But since this is an older anime, and it's got 2 seasons, I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a supernatural. It's not like a scary type of yeah, because some of the supernatural animes are more gory. It's not gory, it's not bloody. A lot of the moshi that that he encounters are not like fanged or monstrous looking. They look a lot like the yukais from the what's an anime a lot of kids like anyways. Okay, I'll wrap up the video here. Definitely check out Natsume Yuujinchou. Definitely check out Mushishi. They're both safe to I would say they're both in the I guess they label it supernatural / horror, but they're both safe for you to watch even if it's 2 or 3 in the morning. Both of the animes don't have gore. They don't have monsters with big fangs. I guess it was popular because I guess kids liked it, and that's probably why. Especially in the case of Natsume, like I said, there's 6 seasons, so you got a lot to catch up on if you haven't if you want to check that anime. Okay, well that's it. Check them out. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your anime. If you're within age, enjoy your cigar, and if you're within age, enjoy your sake. If you're in the UK, I think the liquor stores in UK are closed, and people are having to brew their liquor and their beer at home. But if you're here in the US, you're in a state where liquor stores are still open, and if you're into sweets or sweet-ish type alcohol drink, definitely check out the Nagori sake. I don't really have any particular brand. They're all pretty good. You can buy them they come in a small, like 4-ounce, 6-ounce bottle. So I don't recommend buying the big 1 liter, 1.5 liter bottle, just in case it turns out you don't like it. But yeah, buy the small bottle. It is recommended to be drank at room temperature or cold. It is not recommended to be drank warm. But hey, if you like it warm, then by all means. But the recommendation is room temperature or chilled. Mine is chilled, and it's still chilled even though I'm sitting outside in the heat. And yeah, I'm down to the last few. I don't know if I can show it in the camera. Yeah, you guys can't see, it's way at the bottom. And yeah, you can drink it in the. I choose to drink it in this small teacup. Yeah, I didn't feel like bringing out the vase that the proper mannerism to drink sake is that you pour it from the vase into your small sake cup. And I didn't feel like bringing out extra stuff, so I was like, screw it, I'll just pour it in this. And this is not the wrong way to drink it either. Just pour it into a cup or a small teacup. And yes, and if there is a Daiso close to your house or within driving distance, they do sell sake cups. They do sell the sake vase, and yeah, they do sell the small teacups there. This one I got from Daiso, and it's like $2. So it is, of course, factory made, mass produced. But for $2, what are you asking for? And of course I have the expensive, made in Japan, handcrafted teacups. Those will run you, a lot more than $2 is all I gotta say. I'm not gonna mention the price because it's ridiculous. All right, well, thank you, and again, enjoy your anime, and it doesn't matter your age. If you're 7, 27, 37, 57, 70. If anime is something you enjoy since you were a kid, you still enjoy it as an adult. Don't give it up. Don't listen to the people. Oh man, that's for kids. No, animes. There are some that is for kids. These two that I mentioned is definitely, I would say, even though there's no gore or toothy, fanged monsters in them, I would definitely say that it's at least 14 plus to watch. And well, you have a good one.